You all inspire the work and mission of the American Heart Association, and you are true warriors and fighters. To help celebrate and honor all of you, we have created a designated survivor lane at the finish of today's walk. Let this finish line be a representation of all that you have overcome as heart disease and stroke survivors. You've faced so many challenges and battles with nothing but strength and resilience, and we want all of you to feel a sense of pride here today. Today we also celebrate all of our caregivers. Whatever connection you may have, today we celebrate all of you. Let's give it up for the caregivers and the survivors. As you've heard already this morning, the American Heart Association is continuing its work on ensuring that cardiac emergency response plans are in place for all schools. Having a plan, who will call 911, who will do the compressions, who will get the AED. It's all extremely critical in the immediate seconds after a cardiac event. And we need your help to help push this campaign forward. There's still time today to visit the American Heart Association tent and learn more about how you can help. Let your legislators know how important and life-saving this plan is. Let's turn a nation of bystanders into a nation of lifesavers. The American Heart Association's Hard Hats with Heart campaign is focused around the construction industry, where heart disease disproportionately impacts those workers. I'd now like to welcome Ryan O'Toole of Hunzinger Construction and the 2026 Hard Hats with Heart chair to the stage.
You should be wearing a hard hat.
Welcome, Ryan.
Good morning. I'd like to thank all the Hard Hats companies who are here today for supporting both the Hard Hats with Heart campaign and the Heart and Stroke Walk. When I stepped into this role, I challenged these companies to recruit walkers and raise mission-critical funds. And this year, there are two companies that we'd like to thank for their efforts in moving the mission forward. Leading the fundraising efforts this year was Circle Electric and Staff Electric, recruited the most walkers for today. We have trophies for both companies, so please come forward now to accept them.
Thank you, Ryan, and thank you to both Circle Electric and Staff Electric for all of your efforts. One more round of applause for them. What a great effort they've had. The American Heart Association, along with Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin, would like to recognize this year's Lifestyle Change Award winner. This award recognizes individuals who have made or have encouraged someone to make positive changes to improve the quality of their life and health. This year's recipient is no stranger to the American Heart Association and the Heart and Stroke Walk. Affectionately known in his hometown as the Mayor of Kenosha, Manny Rios is a shining example of resilience and determination. After undergoing open heart surgery at just 3 days old and receiving a heart transplant at 10, Manny embraced life with purpose and positivity. Manny, who also was the association's featured heart warrior at the 2019 Milwaukee Heart and Stroke Ball, committed to building a healthy lifestyle by fueling his body with nutritious foods, staying active, drinking plenty of water, and practicing kindness. Through his journey, Manny, who graduated from Kenosha Tremper High School in June, has been a source of inspiration for many as he encouraged them to prioritize their health and well-being. His story is a powerful reminder that even the most challenged beginnings can lead to vibrant, thriving futures. At this time, we would like to have Manny and his mom, Anna, come up to the stage to receive their award.
Oh, okay.
Today would not be possible without the executive leadership team who has worked tirelessly all year long. Executive leadership team members bring the community together to inspire others to support our mission and raise life-saving dollars. Thank you to Selena Dallas, Ascension, Wisconsin.
Central.
Jesse Fleming of Pro Healthcare. Chris Ovens of Keeper Power. Sean Patel, Husco. Keith Smith of Bonco Products. Paul Vilar, Aurora Healthcare. Thank you to all of you guys. A big round of applause to the executive leadership. At this time, I'd like to bring Doug Niemeyer to the stage to share an amazing story and all the parts of the chain of survival working together to ensure a very happy ending. Welcome, Doug.
Good morning. First of all, Dan said I shouldn't go off script, but a couple of people that I want to introduce you to are from the Oak Creek Fire Department. They're part of the reason, primarily the reason why I'm standing here today. So let's give it a round of applause for these guys from the Oak Creek Fire Department, please. This guy had the job of calling my wife while I was in the ambulance and talking to her while she was a rock, but she was still trying to understand what was going on, and he talked me through it and got us to where we needed to be. Secondly, I know there's a lot of red shirts, blue shirts, white shirts, but there's a big group of red shirts right in front of me. These shirts were made by Abby Donahue and Jason Donahue. Jason's one of my best friends, and all these people are near and dear to my heart, and so thank you all for being here. So thanks to everyone for coming out today, supporting friends and family, and definitely the American Heart Association. It's an absolute pleasure being here and to have a chance to share my story in hopes to continue to raise awareness and to encourage you and others to listen to your bodies. In August of 2024, while on a flight from Atlanta to Milwaukee, I was on an airplane, I experienced symptoms of what later was determined to be a heart attack. At first, it was pain in my left arm that I kind of tried to ignore by watching a movie in hopes I might just get back to Milwaukee and make my way to the hospital by myself. But then the cold sweats and some chest pain began, and that's when I couldn't make this go away, even though I tried to convince myself I would be just fine. What I experienced can absolutely happen to anyone at any time. I was 50 years old, I exercised regularly, and considered myself to be in a good physical condition. But this can strike at any time without warning and to anyone. After hearing over the intercom that we were 30 minutes from landing, I knew time was working against me. So after relaying my concerns to a flight attendant, she quickly put the wheels into motion that would ultimately save my life. Thankfully, we landed in what seemed like 10 minutes. And I was met on the plane by airport EMTs, and later in the terminal by members of the Oak Creek Fire Department. Once I was off the plane, the quick actions of these teams made all the difference that day. They immediately diagnosed I was having a heart attack. The Oak Creek paramedics took quick action to stabilize me and were ready to do what they needed to at a moment's notice. In fact, I can remember being on the gurney and emergency personnel walking me towards the ambulance, but then suddenly began to go a lot quicker when they realized how dire the situation actually was. Once I was in the ambulance, they laid me down, cut off my shirt, put on the pads, and the paramedic was ready to hit me with the defibrillator. But they said, hold on, don't do that quite yet, and they worked on doing a couple of other interventional things. Thankfully, those measures worked, and they didn't have to hit me with those paddles. That's just how close the story was to having a much different ending. At the hospital, doctors found 3 blocked arteries. One at 100%, that's the widowmaker. One at 90% and one at 75%. After 3 stents were implanted over 2 different procedures, the road to recovery finally could begin. As an example of great things that come from efforts by the American Heart Association, the medically coded stents they use today and they used on me are results of these efforts. It's because of this research and the funds raised from events like these that many people can count on these types of measures. There are so many people to thank for the support that I received that day. My entire family, especially my wife Melissa, my kids Kylie, Mitchell, and Logan, both sets of our parents, they didn't flinch in the face of everything that happened. My wife was a rock. I just don't understand how. We're a resilient bunch, I told them, and that was just another situation that we had to face head on together. My wife is truly a rock star. She'll claim that she's not, but she actually is. As an aside, I'm also a cancer survivor, so she has had to live through that with me as well. I was diagnosed back in '96 while we were in college, and actually engaged to be married. Doctors indicated that I may experience complications later in life, as 3 months of radiation therapy wasn't as precise as it is today. This may have led to my heart attack, but we're not truly sure. In fact, the American Heart Association is conducting research around the effects various cancer treatments may have on the heart. My point of including this is not to try to ignore any symptoms that you may have. Do yourself a favor, get a baseline check if you have any history or genetic predisposition to heart disease. It's definitely worth it. The chain of survival runs deep, and all parts need to be working in concert to have the kind of positive outcome I was fortunate enough to have that day. And for that, I'm forever grateful. So thank you guys all for listening. Thank you to my family, both sets of our parents, our amazing set of friends, the community that I live in Port Washington, the boys volleyball program. A lot of them are here today. I love you all. Thank you for supporting the American Heart Association, the healthcare workers, the first responders, family members, and others you know. Now let's go enjoy this walk and keep helping the American Heart Association with its life-saving work.
Melissa, are we going to have a group picture?
Everybody get up for Doug.
Are they going to call us together for a group picture?